In today's eBay unboxing, we're going to have annoying dog barking ASMR. Why? Because my neighbor is taking down their Christmas lights, and yeah, it's almost February. And my dog decides it's a burglar. And all right, so let's make a long story longer. So I saw this on eBay. They had to buy it now. I offered $15. They used AI to write their description. AI said this brooch, this antique brooch is empty. And it just said, hair brooch, empty, nothing inside, cleaned out. And I'm hoping it's not. Their pictures were terrible. You couldn't even see, like, it was so blurry. It was like a black and white photo from 1860 would be way better. All right, so I'm hoping it's more than that. I'm hoping this is Georgian. Georgian, probably 1820s, 1830s, 1840s. It could be a bust at $15, but hey, you could be at Starbucks right now buying a latte with that money. So I'm willing to throw it out the window. It's the risk versus the reward factor. All right, we got, oh my God, this is tiny. All right, this is really tiny. Is it worth 15 bucks? Probably not even worth 15 bucks. All right, let's open it up. And it's so tiny that the seller probably couldn't even see it to even make the listing for it. Oh, let's get this junk out of the way and let's look at this together. All right, what do we have here? Holy crap-a-roni. It is not empty. It is actually not empty. No freaking way. Okay, this is not empty, boys and girls. This has actual hair inside of it with the glass panel beveled. Is definitely Georgian. Could possibly be real gold. Do I want to test it? I'm sort of lazy. I don't feel like getting out the stone and all that other stuff. I'm going to say most likely this is real gold, a low carat gold, probably 9K, or possibly even maybe 10K, maybe 12K. We'll flip it over. And we can see it's got color, it's rosy. It's got a rosy hue, but that's actually good because it's showing us that it is tarnished. It could be rolled gold. It could not even be real gold. 9 times out of 10, these weren't marked with the gold markings because it wasn't law. And so what we have here, look at this. Look how the pin juts out. The pin head juts out way past the brooch. That is telling us old. We got a tube hinge. Don't know if you can see that. We got a C catch. And I'm going to get out my loop and see if there's any markings. 9 times out of 10, there would be none. I forgot to tell you, I want to clean the glass. You don't want to put water on that because if you put water on that, what's going to happen is it's going to get in there and mold the hair. So you're going to do the huff. No, I'm not going to huff paint. We're going to huff on the panel with your breath, and then I'm just going to lightly, gently wipe it. All right, and I'm just going to quickly try to wipe this off. If that doesn't work, we'll do it again. Okay, it gives it just enough moisture where you can clean it a little. Can we see it better now? Oh, hold on. Oh my God, this is microscopic. This little brooch is like microscopic. We can see it a little better now. Look at that. That's like a crystal panel. Yes, it does have scratches on it. No biggie. Look at that. This person had gray hair, like me. Wait. Let's zoom in. Oh, the markings. I have to get my loop out. There are markings on it, but it's so microscopic, I can't even see it with my loop because my hands are too unsteady. And so it might be a gold marking. Look at that. Look at the beautiful. That is all hand. Look at that. That's hand. I don't know what they call that, repoussé, but all those little flowers were done by hand. You can see the hair. Do you see that? Let's move this all around. Now, what kind of pin or brooch was this? This was known as a fichu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Or a lace pin. And it was so tiny. The reason why it needed to be so tiny was so that it could hold like a lace scarf and hold it together on the outfit, so that it wouldn't damage the lace. So they call it a fichu or some kind of lace pin. Let's ask AI more questions about it. So I'm going to take some photographs, show AI. By the way, AI said this was empty. In the seller's listing, I'll tell you what the seller's listing said. So AI definitely wrote this one. It says type, Victorian locket, 1850 to 1807. Design, it says central recessed compartment now empty. Pin stem visible on the back right side confirms it's a brooch. No shit, Sherlock. You see the dash? That's telling you it's AI. The rectangular recess was originally covered with glass, now missing. It even said the glass was missing, which protected the contents inside. See? And it explains all this stuff about it, how it was worn, the early C clasp. So you know that the seller definitely did not write this. AI wrote it and got it wrong. Thank you, AI, for getting it wrong. Because I just got a valuable Georgian piece of jewelry memorial history in my hands for 15 doll hairs.
You have an authentic Georgian era, circa 1714 to 1837, lace or fichu pin. For 15, you secured a significant bargain. AS, these pieces typically retail for $150 to $400. Your item's features. The piece. This is a fichu pin, or lace pin. It was used to secure a lightweight neck scarf called a fichu over a woman's chest. Its tiny size was intentional, so it wouldn't weigh down or tear fragile lace and silk. The hairwork. This is sentimental jewelry. While related to memento mori, Georgian hair jewelry was often a token of love or friendship between living people. The hair is protected by beveled glass, a high-quality detail. Hardware. The tube hinge and C-clasp are classic indicators of the early 1800s. The long pin extending past the clasp was a design choice to help the brooch stay pinned in delicate fabrics. Why it was a great deal. Collectors call this a sleeper. Because it is so small, many eBay sellers assume it is costume jewelry or brass. However, during the Georgian era, it was standard to use 9K, 12K, or 15K gold for such personal items. The presence of markings on the clasp strongly suggests it is precious metal rather than plated base metal. The Georgian era spans from 1714 to 1837, named for the four King Georges of Britain. Your piece is likely from the late Georgian or Regency period, circa 1800 to 1830, identified by the specific hand-soldered tube hinge and simple C-clasp. About your score. You found a sleeper, an item whose true value was hidden from the seller. For $15, you purchased a piece of 200-year-old history, sentimental value. While often called memento mori, your piece is a sentimental love token. Hair was the DNA of the 19th century. Exchanging it was a way to keep a loved one physically close, whether they were living or deceased. Retail value. High-end antique boutiques and specialized jewelry dealers typically price these authentic gold hairpins between $150 and $450. If the metal tests as 15K or 18K gold, common for the era, or if the hairwork is particularly intricate, it can reach the higher end of that range. The technique around the edges is called repoussé, from the French for pushed back. It was absolutely done by hand by master craftsmen during the Georgian era. How it was made. 1. Preparation. The jeweler hammered gold into a paper-thin malleable sheet. 2. The pitch. This sheet was placed face down on a bed of pitch, a soft, sticky resin. 3. Hammering. Using tiny steel punches and a hammer, the artisan struck the back of the metal to push the design forward. 4. Chasing. The piece was then flipped over, and the jeweler used different tools to refine the details from the front, a process known as chasing. Why it's special? Because this was done entirely by hand without modern machinery, your brooch is a unique piece of sculpture. It allowed Georgian jewelers to create high-volume, 3D designs while keeping the gold lightweight, perfect for a delicate lace pin. This labor-intensive artistry is why your $15 find is such a significant score. Modern versions are almost always mass-produced by machine stamping or casting. The technique, this is called palette work. Instead of shoving a clump of hair inside, the artist would 1. Flatten strands of hair onto a piece of ivory or paper using a sticky gum Arabic. 2. Use a single hair brush or a needle to arrange them into tiny curls or Prince of Wales feathers. 3. Once the painting was dry, they laid the beveled glass over it and crimped the gold bezel around the edges to seal it.
So thank you for following me. And well, if you haven't followed me, please do. And if you don't feel like following me, the least you can do is click the thumbs up. Maybe that'll help me. But wow. All right. So we learned something. We learned about these teeny tiny microscopic sized brooches known as fichus or lace pins. We learned about what era of time this was made, the repoussé, and the amazing micro craftsmanship of this piece. It was microscopic in size. I mean, look at it. Look how teeny tiny this is compared to my hand mannequin. Do you see that? Can you imagine putting something so tiny in this tiny little brooch and do this all by hand? Just imagine if my hands are shaking from holding the camera. By the way, I just put it on a tripod because of that. Can you imagine the amount of work that went into making this teeny tiny thing? For what use? A lace pin. We do know the value now, and I'm so glad the seller thought this was empty. They must have not have had their dollar store reading glasses on like I do, boys and girls. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all on the next amazing discovery and sleeper find.